Howdy ladies and gentlemen, my name is Daniel and welcome to Need for Speed Champions. Today we are showcasing the 1999 Nissan Skyline GTR R34, and this is the Too Fast, Too Furious version of the Skyline GTR, and it's a Paul Walker version. Most of you guys know about this car. It came out this year, the actual model, by the way. I had to wait for like 2 or 3 months for the buying frenzy to die off. And after I let the buying frenzy die off, I decided to purchase one of these cars, and I saw some little cool techniques used into this car, like the facial design and everything. This is my own way of building the Nissan Skyline GTR R34 Paul Walker version. Because with this car, it has extra details and actual brick built parts that I will be showing you guys in this video. So we're gonna dive right into that. But before we do, make sure you subscribe to this channel if you like what I do, and if you enjoyed this video, make sure you fire that finger of yours toward that like button. Once you do, you are guaranteed to penetrate the algorithm to YouTube, which will in turn cause the YouTube algorithm to recommend the video to everybody else. So I really appreciate it if you do that. As of right now, the instructions are not yet available for this car, but you can go and check out all the other cars that I have on my website, nitro.champions.com, where I will be selling instructions for most of my models. And it really does support me a lot if you purchase some instructions. I know I said that for the past 2 videos already, but if you really want to, that's up to you. But we're not going to get into any of that for right now. But what we are going to get into is this car here. This is, of course, Paul Walker's Nissan Skyline GTR R34 from Too Fast, Too Furious. So, and the reason why this is a lot different from the actual set is because I added some really good detail into this car, like basically brick built everything is what I'm going to say. So we're going to start in the back first. So let's turn this guy around. So the back was a little complicated. I was contemplating on using the same 1x1 round trans red parts for these corners here, where these are filled in by the Technic connector part. I forgot what it's called, but it's a Technic part that I use as medium-sized tail lights, because that's the only part that's available for that size. Most of your car builders, when they built their own Nissan Skyline GTR R34, most of them would just basically go across here with 1x8 or maybe with a 1x8 towel. But for me, I pay especially close attention to the outline of the cars. So when I see, like for an example, I'll show you guys this image here. You can look at the back of the car and you can see like a triangular, almost like a curvy outline on the back of the vehicle, where it just gives that it gives that rear car the aggressive look at the back. For some reason, it looked kind of aggressive to me. So I wanted to maintain that aggressive look, so I didn't build anything across. I just simply put like a 1x1 curve tile right here, and then I just put a slope, like a cheese slope at the back here. I don't know if you can see that, but and that gave me a bit of a challenge to come up with the back part for this car, because with these slopes here, where else can I find a slope that's inverted but that can rest comfortably at the top? So that was the biggest struggle for me when designing this car. But I managed to do like an invert for it, the invert part for the trunk, and I just used these little round turnaround table thingies at the back here, just for the sake of holding these cheese slopes, these 1x1 cheese slopes upside down, just to hold them in place while they're inverted, because at the moment there is not a single Lego part that can take its place right now, and obviously it's impossible when you have a curvy part right at this corner here. So, but that's pretty much why there's so many outlines at the back. I wish there wasn't that many outlines, but it is what it is. But That's how it is right now. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the aggressiveness of the tail lights and whatnot. Now let's go down even further. Underneath, of course, we have a brick built exhaust. I wanted that one to be silver. I think the set had a silver exhaust pipe, but I don't really know. But I wanted it to be silver just so I can match it with the actual silver exhaust pipe on PW's car. Take a closer look on the side of the car. You can see that I brick built some color parts of the car right here to its side. It's 1x1 plates, blue, that come in the color of blue, and I just put it on the side here just to save me some headache from putting some extra stickers up here. So it works really well. You can look on the side and it blends in pretty well, in my opinion. No, I didn't use the tile corners on the side because I just thought it was kind of, I don't know, in my opinion, it just doesn't seem right to put it on the side of the car when I can brick build it just using these 1x1 plates here. So that's what I did. Now let's go to the spoiler here, because the spoiler was also the challenging part of this car. This spoiler is pretty huge for its size, but I'm really happy with the way it turned out. I had to use like a bar right here to put this down into the 1x2 round plate here, because this back is so complicated right here. Like, I was trying to figure out how to put a actual spoiler there and still keep the two, like these two black things that hold up the spoiler, because in the original set you had like a, what is that part called? It's a part that was used, it was mostly used for like a seating for the seats of the car when it comes to building 6-stud white cars, but there is no studs on here to support the connection for it. So I just went with plan B. I just used like droid arms that go almost, I think it's a 45-degree angle, but yeah, the droid arms with the 45-degree angle, and then underneath here, how it's held up, I just put that underneath a 1x2 modified plate with the bar out on the front, and just basically built the spoiler the way it was built in the original set. So that was very easy to accomplish, and I was really happy with the way it turned out. In the set, they actually used 1x3 slopes on the side right here, and then they turned around and slapped a sticker on the side of it to make it look like it had a window on it. Well, I didn't like that, for me personally, so I decided to do like a brick built C-pillar, and this is at an angle. It's sloped by one of these round 1x1, I think, tile with the bar underneath them. But yeah, that's how it's angled. It's angled perfectly, like so. Runs perpendicular with the roof and the side of the car. If you like put it in the silhouette, you can see the actual outline of the Skyline GTR R34. But I don't have the equipment to do a silhouette, so oh well. That's how I ended up getting these C-pills on the side. Really happy with the way it turned out. Like I said, I don't like slapping stickers on the side of the car to make it look like it had windows on the side. Now we go for the interior. The interior, of course, is pretty detailed. I brick built the seat here, and the tanks are a lot bigger than the actual set. That's because to me those silver 1x1 round bricks oh my goodness, it just looks too small in my opinion. So I wanted to like make them a little bit bigger, but I didn't want to like attach a 1x1 round part at the end of those 1x1 round bricks. And you can look at the front of the interior here. Hopefully you can see that. Change my camera here. It's about time I do that. So at the front here, you can see how the front interior is made. Of course, I used like a corner plate for the dashboard, because I want to keep that blue right there in the center, but also want to have a decorated side over here. You can barely see it because the steering wheel is in the way. If I were to remove this dashboard right here, if I were to remove it, you will see a foot pedal at the bottom here, I wanted to include that because I think this is the first car that I've included a foot pedal using the a ski part. But that's a really nice detail to have. You can barely see it in the car, but at least it's there. So it'll be there when the driver gets ready to take off in this car. So, and of course we have a very nice detail of the back seat here. You can see the blue seats. Of course, this is here because it's part of the car, and along with the two of those 1x2 plates, trans blue, I think that's what they're called, trans blue plates. And if I were to tilt this car on its side, you can see the detail at the back here. This actually goes to the tanks right here, so when Paul Walker uses nitrogen right over here, he can fire that up and it can be transferred to these bars at the back here, and then it puffs out really nice blue fiery flame out in the back. I think it was a blue fiery flame. I'm not a Fast and Furious expert, but you know what I'm trying to say here. Some of you may know what color the flame is when they use their nitro in the video or in the movie. I forgot, it's not Need for Speed, so I tend to say video games, but I forgot this is Fast and Furious we're talking about. So now we go to the front part of the vehicle. There's not much really to the sides here. I just used some stickers here. I had to cut the stickers to fit, that's why they look so choppy, but it still looks pretty good in my opinion. And then I did the same thing on the other side here. You can turn it around and you can see it right there. Also, here's a little detail right here on the side. By the way, this is not a corner tile. This is actually a slope or a curved slope right here. I use that for. It looks can be deceiving. It looks like I used the corner plate right here. I mean, a corner tile right down there, but not really, because look at how look at the part that I've used. I just want to show you guys that, but that's not the one. I wanted to show you like a gas tank on the side. If you notice, this is sticking out a hair or two, but I put that there for a reason. That's because if I want to put some gas in the tank, put some gas in the car, I can just open this on the side. You have to pull it off actually with your bare hands, but if you want to get gas with this car, you can pull this off. You can do that as well. We got brick built orange lights on the side of the car. That's a good thing. Now we come to the front. Now the front was the most, I think it was a fun part for me to hit the front end of the car, because with those two with the new 2 module high parts with the stud on the side, when those came out, as soon as those parts came out and I got them in my hands, I used them to hold these headlights in place on both sides, and I used them to hold like a triangular shape on the inside of this car, and I used them for the back here as well to hold the 1x3 tiles in place. That's why they look kind of bent on the inside, but I'll fix that later. But I'm just happy with the way it turned out. Of course, I used this same technique that was used in the original set, but this time I didn't do like a brick build. Well, I did do a brick build, but this time I didn't do a decoration for the side part of the car, the side part of the car space. Instead, I did a brick build curvy face. I did it just using wedge plates going up and down, and it's actually connected invertedly, believe it or not. If I were to take this off, let me take it off. It looks like right over here there's nothing. There's literally nothing. It looks like right over here there's literally nothing you could use to connect the side skirts on the side here, but I have a secret technique for that. I've used a bar. It's one of the bars that was used in the Ford Bronco. I'll show you that here on the screen. But I've used the bar, and I put 2 parts. I put the first half of the bar down here, and the second half of the bar above. I inverted those 1x1 round parts with the hole in the center, and when I put those upside down like that, and then connect them together, that's why it looks like this now. And that's how I was able to use this part underneath here, this little I don't know if you can see it, but there's like a connection down there. I was able to use that to my advantage, and it paid off big time. So you take this part here, right here at the top, and you slide it underneath here, push it in, locks it in place, looks brand spanking new at the very least, but it looks really good at the front of the car. So that's my little secret technique for how I was able to get those in place. I also did it for my original Skyline GTR, which I will be showing you guys later on, as well as the police version of the Nissan Skyline GTR R34. By the way, I'm pretty sure most people have never seen a Japanese police car in Lego, so be on the lookout for that because it's coming up on my channel soon. I've already built it and I've already posted it on my Instagram page, which if you haven't followed yet, go ahead and follow my Instagram page. I'll link that down in the description below. But those two vehicles are coming up. I'm going to showcase them when I get a chance. But for now, this is how the front face is made. And one final detail is that when you pay attention to the front of the car of Paul Walker's Nissan Skyline GTR R34, you can, I'm bumping the camera, you can see like the side parts down here along with these little mouth skirts at the bottom of the car. Now, the original set for some reason didn't have that feature. The bracket down there wasn't needed for these two parts because it was so low to the ground. So instead of using a bracket, I've used a bracket that you would normally put on a minifig, and then I just connected the side with the side angle 1x1 curved part of the tile. And yeah, that's pretty much how I ended up getting a detailed side skirt for the front of the car. And of course, underneath we have LED lights and some exhaust detail and whatnot. I'm a really big fan of building under parts of the cars because it just gives off the details of what a car is, to me at least. But that's it for today. That is all that I have to show you guys for my way of building a Nissan Skyline GTR R34 Paul Walker version. If you really like this car and you really enjoyed this video, please make sure you hit that subscribe button, and also make sure you hit that like button. I've just heard that it does help the YouTube algorithm push out your video to get it suggested to other viewers outside of my channel, so do that if you will, please. It will really help me a lot in the long run. So that is it for today. Nothing else to see here except this car in front of you guys. So if you guys like the car, leave a comment down below and tell me what you guys think of this car. I will come back later and showcase the other two Nissan cars, but that's not going to be right after this video. I'm probably going to do that after I showcase some other cars besides just sticking to one car with the same model and stuff. I just like to mix my cars up, showcasing these cars to you guys. So I will be signing off. So thank you guys for watching this, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Have a great day.